Hey guys, how you doing? This is Wes Wyatt from weswyatt.com. Today is Thursday, January the 7th, and what I want to talk to you about today is something that happened to me during the snowstorm that hit Northwestern Ohio today, and that was this. I was outside shoveling the driveway and the sidewalks, and whenever I'm out doing anything, whether it's playing with the kids or doing yard work, or in this case, shoveling snow, I always try to find some sort of a lesson in it or a training in it or something that I can share with my team. And I did that today. I was out working, and you get a lot of time to yourself because there's so much snow to take care of today. And the training that I come up with were the similarities between shoveling snow or moving snow and your business. Okay. Now, the last couple of days, I've been talking about video, articles, and blog posts. As many of you know from following the blogs and videos and articles and whatnot, or if you haven't, I'll let you know. The mastermind team that I'm on with iLearning Global, we're doing a 300 challenge, and what that is we're going to do 100 blogs, 100 blog posts, I should say, 100 articles, and 100 videos in 100 days. So a total of 300 different pieces of media and submissions over a 100-day period. Now, we were actually inspired by the 100 challenge that easyinarticles.com is doing. It's called the 100 challenge, which is 100 articles in 100 days. So make sure that you go over to the description and check that out as well. You still have plenty of time to get into it. You might have to play a little bit of catch up, but you could do it. Now, while I was out shoveling snow, as I mentioned, I started kind of looking at the similarities between the way you do business and the way you handle removing snow. So the first thing I thought about, I saw one neighbor out that was using a hand shovel, just a regular shovel, and he was doing everything by hand, okay, and had about as big of a driveway and sidewalk area to do as me. But it was taking him quite a while, to go through. And he's an elderly neighbor of mine, and I'll tell you a little bit about that here in just a second. But, when you first get started in submitting articles, actually writing the articles, making the videos, submitting the videos, going through and doing blog posts, actually creating the blog, all of the above, sometimes you don't have the money to get started, or you don't have the knowledge to actually monetize it, so there's no way to get your money back, and you have to do everything yourself. You may have to use free tools that you already have. You may be using an old computer that you already have. You may be using a lot of your own sweat equity and time in going through and getting that stuff up. Well, it's the same thing with going through and pushing snow. You may be using the boots that you had, the old coat that you had, the gloves that got a hole in the palm, the scarf that doesn't quite hardly have any fabric to cover your neck anymore, the shovel that maybe is just not up to par anymore. But long story short, you're using the stuff that you have to take care of the problem because it's all you got. All right. Now, when you start to get a little bit more established and maybe you are, not quite as strapped, you might go out there and you might get a much better set of tools. It might be a new set of boots. It might be a better coat, a scarf that actually covers your neck, gloves that don't have holes in the fingers and palms, that new shovel that is much easier to use. You might be able to buy a couple bags of salt to throw down after you get done shoveling, to where you don't have to worry about stuff coming back as much and breaking down the ice. You might even be able to afford a snowblower, okay, which is a more upgraded tool to help you move the snow first, and then maybe handle the other stuff with your shovel. But long story short, again, you're at that intermediate level where now you can afford to pay for some tools. You can afford to have some better stuff, like in the example of your business, maybe a better computer, maybe you might have a submitter that is going through and doing submissions for you that you pay for, but makes it worth the money because it's saving you so much time and effort, and it goes out to a bunch of places, and a myriad of other things. Okay, now then you got the third thing, and that is you get to where you're either A, you don't have the time to do it whatsoever. You got other things going on. B, you have no interest in doing it. It's just not something that you want to concern yourself with. Or C, your time is worth far much more money than going through and doing what would be considered a menial task, when maybe you could be doing consulting or something else, that maybe time freedom. Maybe you want to be out on a boat or playing with your kids or whatever the case may be. And in that case, maybe you're going to pay somebody to do all the above: create the blog, do the blog post, create the videos, submit them, go through and write the articles, submit them out, do all the social media, do everything that has to do with the business, except it's your name and that's it. Same way with the snow. I saw a plow come through and actually take care of one of the neighbors' driveways. As soon as he got done with the neighbor's driveway with the stuff that he could do with the truck, he hopped out, he spread some salt. Another kid jumped out of the truck. They shoveled the sidewalks real quick and went through and took care of the stuff they couldn't get with the truck, and they were gone. And I have no doubt that no different than a parking lot at a grocery store or something like that, they'll probably come back and do it again. Now, same thing with your business. When you get somebody to go through and do that stuff, it just doesn't, set it and forget it. They have to come and they have to do maintenance. They may have to change links. They may have to change pictures. They have to keep the site topical. They have to add different, categories and things like that, and they have to do maintenance. And so today, I saw all three areas of that. I saw the absolute do-it-yourself. I saw the people using snow blowers. I saw the people using services. And it was just really a pretty neat correlation between the business and the snow removal. Now, I told you about the elderly neighbor that I have, and also something I didn't mention, which is a neighbor of mine whose yards we share. So our sidewalk is essentially in the middle of kind of a Switzerland. It's a neutral zone, and the reason I bring that up is because Zig Ziglar said that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Well, I mentioned my elderly neighbor. He was out there shoveling by hand, so I went over with my snowblower when I was done and actually blew all his sidewalks and the part of the driveway that he didn't get done off for him. I also went through, and instead of just stopping at my sidewalk, I went ahead and finished all the way through to the end of my neighbor's or the beginning of my neighbor's driveway. And the reason I did that is because number one, my neighbor comes over and helps me all the time. My elderly neighbor, he does things for me. His son climbed up on my roof, and he did that because of the fact that we do help each other. Same thing with my neighbor. If he gets his snowblower out, you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to come all the way down to my driveway the next time. So just kind of keep that in mind, and I hope you found this training to be useful and hopefully helpful. And this is Wes Wyatt from weswyatt.com, and until I talk to you next time, have a dynamite day. Bye-bye.